Hello everybody and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in the north right side of the map, we have Asura playing as Thor. Fan favorite over here, Thor. Jay, what do we got over here?
Bottom side of the map, we have Keen Vortix playing as Isis. He is on an alt account, El Sensei, but we are very excited to see him. He's also going to be joining us in the Underworld Showdown and is going to be a big contender to take the crown. I'm excited to see how he plays today.
Yeah, absolutely. Very excited to see this matchup. We asked each of the players that are participating in the tournament to send us a game that they want us to cast. We're looking to do all of the games for all of the players that they send us. We've gotten a couple from a few of them, and we've gotten one from most of them at this point. They actually sent some games right before the patch, but we can't watch them. But that's for the best anyways, because we've got new files on the new patch. We do see Thor over here. We got the standard opening, right? Bunch of dwarves out to gold, starting to get a few gatherers out, and then I imagine we're going to be sending this dwarf out onto wood for a total of 3. We've got 2 right now, so we'll get 1 more, and I bet he's switching to food soon. But I feel like we've seen enough of this build order at this point. Let's check in with Vortix and see what he's cooking up over here. Looks like a pretty even split. Anything special you want to call out on the Isis side, Jay?
Oh, nothing too crazy. You see he has actually 4 on gold right now without anybody going for a buff on that mining camp. But no, seems like he's prioritizing gold early as most Egyptians do. Let's anticipate a fast age up, I would like to see, and then see if he can mass units in the classical age and push on.
Yeah, and we see 4 on gold likely for Flood of the Nile quite early, right? We have the monument out. I do kind of like putting more on food early, that way you get more out of the Pharaoh, but I guess Flood of the Nile, it is a pretty important tech to get out early. But since we do have pretty standard openings here, and yeah, we see transition to food, just the 3 still on wood, so that's expected. Let's take a look at relics. We've got the monkeys, Jay.
Monkeys.
Let's go. We've
this
got
is the first game
monkeys.
that we will cast together with monkeys if anyone grabs it, so let's see.
All right, and we got range soldiers, more hit points. We've got counter cavalry, pretty solid, and line of sight of range soldiers. So a couple range boost. This could be quite good for either player, honestly. If we see Slinger Mass, really good set of relics, and if we see Throwing Axeman, pretty solid as well, and a little bit of buff to counter cavalry in there with that. So pretty nice relics, and I'm really hoping, we gotta check. Has anyone found it? No, you're so close.
So close.
He's not close. Dude, Thor scouting. Let me tell you, he's not going to find that relic for a long time. I'm telling you guys, he does have weaknesses. This god is not OP.
I mean, it's kind of crazy because when you look at what a weakness a god has, you wouldn't think scouting would be the first thing that comes to mind, but it's being exposed. It's being exposed in a lot of games that we're watching in this top tier even. You just don't get effective scouting. And
the goal, right, is to find your second hunt. That's the most important thing is Thor. You've got backup gold if you need it. Wood's not really going to be a problem. But what we see here is that Asura has not found the second hunt that he wants. He found this, but do we really want baboons as our second hunt? Surely there's some gazelle that are better to go for, some rhinoceros to be better to go for, and he has not found those yet. So if he is going to go out here, it's going to be an unoptimal food source just because these are going to run all over the place and you can't keep them right next to your ox cart.
Baboons and chickens just feel very bad as hunt sources. It's almost like, do I really want to even go for it?
Yep.
You got to scout a little bit more. It might be a draw against you here.
I like to see Vortix coming through. It's good. I think it's the right move on Thor. I think it works better with how you have to play that god.
Definitely, and he's about to finish out his first hunt section. He has scouted out multiple areas on the map to be able to look around and see where he's going to push these villagers. They're going to the south here. Go for that. The Pharaoh will probably follow him pretty quickly, I'd imagine, as well.
Yeah, coming out to the gazelle, and we do see the Sphinx coming out, and I am personally excited to see some Sphinx usage because, man, people hate the Sphinx. I think this unit is so good. I don't know why everyone hates this unit so much.
Yeah, in the tiered god list, I mean, there were some things that, definitely could have been worked on, especially the Atlantean gods. I think there were some justified, but I don't understand the dislike of Sphinx, man. I have to think it's one of the best, if not the best, Egyptian unit.
Classical age, I agree. I think it's tough. Like maybe we should have rated some later age units higher than the Sphinx, but because I do think the Valkyrie and things like that are clearly better than the Sphinx, but I guess we're gonna have to find out. And we do see the monkeys picked up actually. Oh wait, nope, this is the Griddle Paglietta, but he's getting everything. So range soldier is going to be super strong for Vortix here. I wonder if that's why he picked this game. It's just because of all those buffs he's going to get for those range soldiers, and still no one picking up the monkeys.
Good. Leave them. The monkey relic can stay away.
And Jay,
Actually, no, I do want to see it picked up. I do want to see it picked up.
and back to the myth unit thing, I've been waiting to see a game where people build satyrs, because that seems to be the place we missed the most, but we just don't see it ever. No one's building these satyrs.
Yeah, you know what? I actually played a few Atlantean games 2 nights ago. I had an hour to kill. And I played with the satyrs, and I have to say, I take back a lot of what I said about
They're
them.
good?
They do feel very good. Maybe B to low A, but B at least, for sure. They're not a C rank.
Yeah, I feel like I need to mess around with it too, because the general consensus is the one you get isn't doing anything crazy, but when you get a couple stacked up in your army, they can really just delete entire infantry masses. But I do want to see it. If anyone has a replay file, please send it. And yeah, go ahead.
That animation, sorry to interrupt, but
the
when he
hammer.
was taking down that obelisk, that was really cool, man. The hammer was taking chunks out. That was pretty badass.
Yeah, that was nice. And we still see pretty limited scouting from Thor. I mean, I would just like to see this guy scouting at this point, just to see more of the map, because still has not found those crucial second hunts. He's very close here, just now actually gets the vision. So second TC coming out from Asura. I'm kind of concerned about this. I feel like with Thor, you can skip the second TC because you do have a fake second TC with your armory. You know, you're getting out at least 4 or 5 bonus villagers there, and we don't see the same thing happening on the other side. So I'm curious to see how this is gonna interact, because we already have Ancestors Eclipse coming out here, and you're building a second TC and no army. So I'm pretty worried about this right now.
This is completely out of the normal, I would say, for what I see Norse players do at this elo.
Especially knowing what's coming, right? Like, you know what's coming from an ISIS player.
Exactly. That combination's coming. You're going to need to be able to counter that, and effectively, if you can't, then those myth units will tear apart your army. He does have a couple of Herser, though, so maybe he's anticipating he can handle it, but we'll have to see. I do also want to point out, Vortix did a pretty good job by building that nice wall of houses next to his gold mine to be able to just put a little barrier to make sure raiding cavalry won't affect him.
Yeah, and Hall of Thane's proving very effective here, right? That upgrade gives these Herser some bonus speed, and they can actually catch this Sphinx since we don't have any Sphinx upgrades. So this Sphinx going to get caught out without really much of a fight at all. You know, using the special attack, getting a bit of damage, but Sphinx C tier, let me tell you.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Viewer bias achieved.
So nice job there killing that Sphinx from Asura, and I do want to see just Vortix's vision, because I have to think that Scorpion Man is probably going to be getting out there soon doing the same thing, right? Yeah, scouting out, looking for an area to drop that Ancestors Eclipse. And personally, Jay, I'm confused why Vortix hasn't done it, because we see the second TC up now. He hasn't gone for his own. He's got the heroic age spike. What do you think he's waiting for here?
Not sure what timing he's looking for at this point. Maybe he just hasn't hit enough mass.
That's the timing he's waiting for. He's got it pre-queued. It's Mythic Age, so giving Asura the opportunity to get to a heroic, but saying I'm gonna have a meteor shower on top of my Ancestors Eclipse. Are we watching Jake play also? This might be Jake Smurf actually. He's got the monkeys, he's got the Ancestors Eclipse and meteor shower coming out. I don't know. It might be the case. Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. We see the Scorpion Man go after harmless innocents, slapping them away.
Beautiful.
Hit by hit as 3 villagers die.
At least 3. We might have missed one, honestly. He might have gotten more. That AoE poison proven really effective there. And man, if these monkeys are the proxy for dropping all these god powers, I'm going to be so excited. The slowest units ever getting into the base. Oh no, we've got walls. All right, monkeys, you know your job. You know what to do here.
I'm over. Or break it.
The monkeys,
We're gonna get run down.
We don't want this fight. This is not how you want to use the monkeys.
Going and slapping the monkeys. The Norse are saying, "What's for dinner?" It's monkeys.
We got more monkeys though. A little monkey on monkey action. Maybe they can recruit some help. Doesn't look like it. These monkeys, I guess, are just gonna throw their lives away. At this point, I feel like you should just fight with them. You know, do a little bit of damage. But
yeah, you're gonna die anyway. At least.
Oh, but we've got the other army coming up, so maybe the monkeys are just a long con. This is the bait saying, yeah, you can kill our monkeys, but we're gonna kill you. And with the chariot archers, they're gonna be able to chase these down. I have to think. No, not giving up on it.
No, he lets it go.
Yeah.
But, back onto the game for a little bit more of a serious conversation. Vortix getting early heroic pre-queued, by that 9 to 10 minute mark where he's do it. This is one thing you can't let Egyptian players do. You can't let them scale infinite. I will say, now that the map is revealed, this looks like a pretty defensible spot for this gold mine, as well as just a good center to be able to produce units out of. It's very defended.
Yeah, I like this. And also, if we do I believe this is the button you can click to see what's researched. What I'm expecting is the fact we have multiple hill forts coming up. And we have, I would imagine, the building durability upgrades coming through. I'm blanking on the name because he's expecting this meteor shower at this point. So pretty clearly preparing for the fact that he knows some infrastructure is going to go down and having enough around on the map to still protect his base. I actually do like this base build that we see here.
It is good, and he's getting a good amount of harass out with these chariot archers, causing idle time on the food. But instead of completing build with the full units, we see the units going in. They're going for a mindless trade, in my opinion. Oh, Ancestors Eclipse is dropped. Now let's see, where they pop up
over
at?
Here. Yep, over here on the villagers directly. So Ancestors coming through with the Scorpion Man, picking off quite a lot. And we do have the Eclipse, but with 2 base, I'm wondering how much damage are these actually going to do? I mean, we got idle time like a Fimbulwinter, but maybe 6 or 7 villagers going down at this point.
Still very effective. The villagers are going down. He's isolating his ability to gather up.
He's being so patient, though. There's the meteor shower.
There's the meteor shower. Boom, baby. And his units even go back a little bit, but a little effect. That main town center is going to get decimated. Look at those meteors fall down. Houses.
Villagers exposed.
Exposed. If he can clean it up now. Oh,
yeah,
he will clean it up. The Ancestors, Eclipse, Meteor combination.
Yeah.
Unmatched.
Still 10 seconds on the Ancestors, too. It just lasts so long. Like, all these villagers going to be wiped up. And I guess maybe this is the thought behind having 2 TCs. You know you're going to lose one. So you might want to get another one ahead of time just to be prepped and ready for that. But a lot of the infrastructure going down. Every tower is going to drop. Temple, going to drop. Armory gonna drop, not gonna be able to produce more dwarfs out of that for the time being until we get another one up. And basically we've got a Norse migration with the town center is the most exposed part of the map. So I'll be interested to see if we get walls up here. No healing springs dropped yet either.
Yeah, that's a very interesting choice. Even a defensive one would have been very useful this game near this back end, but maybe he didn't want to place it because he didn't know where that meteor shower was going to go. Now that he knows that's out of play, he thinks he could be a little bit more safer to put it down defensively.
Yeah, and the Egyptian economy going to be taken off too. We do see the second town center just now coming out, accepting that the game didn't end with the big wombo combo of God Power's good amount of damage, but now let's get our own villager lead because it's still sitting about even here. I'm actually quite surprised how few villagers we do have. I don't know that I've seen any get killed over on Vortix's side yet. So I guess with all the time spent aging up, right, you do reduce your villager production.
Yeah, and take a note about how much gold Vortix is sitting on currently. 1,300 gold after aging up to the 4th age. So he's in a good position to be able to, or I'm sorry, that's actually Asura.
Yeah, I've got him flipped. I actually can flip that for you, but we got a bit of a skirmish here going on. There we go. Now we got the menus in the right place.
The Archer's going in right now, harassing his second TC, and taking out an additional 5 villagers.
They've got nowhere to run.
They have nowhere to go. You can go to the back of the base, but guess what? These chariot archers will chase you down. There is no way you can do this unless you have units ready to counter them.
Yeah, and suddenly 10 villager lead. Extra villagers going to be coming out of this town center. Only 1 town center now on this side, so that villager lead's going to start growing. And this position looks really tough here for Asura. You know, we haven't really seen him take a big fight, and wow. Prosperity coming in late, honestly. But let's see how much we have on gold. Where we have gold miners up here. Gold miners here, honestly not a ton, but gonna be getting that extra gold 10. Supplies. He's switching over, put a bit more up to 17 now. Oh, we got a bit of skirmish that's gonna happen here. Battleborn, a little bit of a kick. These chariot archers not in a great position.
2 ships into the night, they clash against one another. The Herser move in towards the backline of the chariot archers. The chariot archers don't even care about these units going on them. He is solely focused on harassing and taking out as many villages as he can, building that lead even further. Currently, he's 2-to-1 on a villager count. Very good use of the chariots, in my opinion, just to punish him even more, knowing he's trapped in this corner of the map.
Yeah, and I liked a little bit of micro moving the villagers back and forth to make it harder to click on the low one. I actually haven't seen that before, so I did like that micro from Asura, but damage done, right? You're losing even more villagers. We're getting close to that double lead, and we do see a much bigger, you know, military over here from Asura now that he's cleaned up those chariot archers. So now we're gonna have to see, can he actually go on the aggressive? Does he have enough to deal with the Phoenix? I mean, I don't see any Goaty coming out yet. We only have Herser, so this Phoenix is gonna be actually quite powerful in this fight.
Yeah, they will be. Currently, right now, he's positioning some soldiers towards the center of their map, trying to get some sort of control. He's going to have to start sending some villagers out soon to get to some of these gold mines. in the future here really quickly. So positioning in towards this north second TC, moving in 2 waves of units with the battle board.
Yeah, and he didn't know this was here until now, so he's running in with the Huskarl. I mean, good army composition to deal with this, except for the fact that this Phoenix is going to have free reign here during this fight. This Phoenix is going to do so much damage to that army. We do see Flaming Weapons cast as a bit of a last-ditch attempt, but I don't think this fight is going well for Asura. I think we're going to have a GG here pretty soon.
Real soon. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to do too much with these units. He will wipe out some of this mass, but this Phoenix is just tearing apart burn damage constantly over this back line that's left here between these 2 Mytol strongholds. What are you going to be able to knock down? You're between 2 strongholds, no siege besides a battle board. Seems like not a successful effort, to say the least.
At most getting a Mytol stronghold here, right? And a bit of army kill, and finally the goatees do come out, but this is why I think Phoenix, for me, has got to be an S tier unit, because there's very few that are this effective for killing down an army like that can only be accessed against from ranged heroes, right? Even the Stimp Bird, it's Heroic Age, which is nice, but the damage that the Phoenix does is just so much. Buildings, units, AoE, it's amazing.
Yeah, so Asura traded his army for effectively a Mytol Stronghold, and you're the second TC that was popped up by Vortix. I don't think he got much value at all for the amount of units he lost. He is moving in to build a hill fort to try to secure that second gold mine, something we considered just a few moments ago, but you know what? I mean, Vortix is right behind you, buddy. Yeah. Getting this up a little earlier would have helped, but it might be too late.
And there's no goatee here, right? There's no goatee to take out this Phoenix. So again, this hill fort going to be completely pushed off. There's no answer here for the Phoenix. And the Huskarl are great versus the Chariot Archer, but now we even have some heavy axemen in the mix. These are going to get taken down easily.
And then the battle board is moving in towards the back line. Before he could get a special attack, he does fall, and there goes the surrender.
Yeah, I was expecting that one.
Yeah, once Vortex got him trapped into the east side of the map, to that corner, it just didn't look good for Asura. I didn't see a win condition that could have formed. He was just out econned, and at this point out macroed too in the decision making of when to choose these fights.
Yeah, I think it was just a great game from Vortix, and I like the idea with the 2 base, but eventually just too many villagers got picked off. Honestly, it was just too much good harassment from Vortix, keeping the villager count low, and we can see that's why we were expecting the surrender. This game was definitely over at this point.
Without a doubt. Now, in the Underworld Showdown, if you let Vortex get Isis, you better not let him scale to the 4th age 9 minutes, because you're going to be asking for a world of pain.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a counter matchup we found here, Isis versus Thor, because Thor wants to boom, but Isis booms harder. So we'll have to see how that plays out in other tournaments. I think we're going to call this one there. Thanks everyone for watching, and we will see you in the next video.